Hey everybody, it's May. Tonight I'm going to do my studio tour, so let me go ahead and cut my big light on. I'm not really sure how I'm supposed to do this, so I figured I would start with, like, I'm in my dining room, showing you what I see from the door of my studio, okay? And then there's the fireplace and stuff like, you know, my filming table and everything. So this is, this was a formal living room. In the South, you kind of have like two living rooms. You get one that's like a family room and then one that's like a formal living room. This was actually my mom's formal living room. And of course, her favorite color was, you know, sage green. So I guess what I'll do is I'll get back to the door. And we'll just go through, you know, like what all's in my studio. So if you come right in the door and then you turn right to the side, just like I said, out there's, you know, my dining room. I just have some colored staples, some of those little post-it notes, some little 4x4 albums, the things that I put my Deco Pretties in, some flip books by Simple Stories, and some of my extra covers are in this Erin Condren folio, some of my large planners, checklist things. Down here, now, don't be judging, guys. I have got a lot of crafts and supplies and a lot of stationery, but I literally have been collecting for, like, decades this stuff, okay? So, here are my milk pens, my emoji pens, my Fudo Sudoku pens. That's a magnifying glass in a case. These are my Coletto refills inside of there. Just all my favorite pens that I don't really use anymore. I have found my favorites, and, you know, I just go from there. These are all the plum papers that I had bought in all the sizes, the layouts and things that I had, you know, formatted for the shop. I keep buttons for when I'm crafting that are color coordinated to a project I'm doing in this little button case. And then, yeah, large Erin Condren covers, you know, that I have extra are in there. And so down here in these bins, I don't even know if I should be showing all this stuff. Down in here is just like, you know, extra tea lights and stickers and things like that. Page protectors. And this one, we have beads that I need to sort out. Down here, whoops, more beads. Mostly these are like for flower centers and things like that. And then in here should just probably be candles, I think. Yeah. I kind of got a problem with tarts and candles and things like that. I burn them nonstop. All right, so, oh, and then this little box right here is the toothberry box for my daughter's teeth. Up here on the top is the one unsightly thing I don't like in my studio, but it is all my Graphic 45 albums and door knockers and tea and journals, boxes, all kinds of albums that are just ready to go to be decorated. So then up here on the top of this are all my my maker machines and my brother's scan and cut, my Sizzix die cut machine, a little tiny, it's like a Cricut knockoff of a heat press. That right there is by Lisa Pavelka. You can like take dominoes, anything like that, and you use this solution right here, this glaze, and it makes it really beautiful. And I put it on the top of mini albums. There is a mink machine full size and a mini. There's a mini die cut machine, a Zutter puncher, and that is my alcohol lamp for burning. I do flowers, so if I want to burn fabric and turn them into flowers, that is the type of lamp, you know, that I burn to make my die cut flowers. So while we're down here, here are some of my punch boards, some of my different, you know, paper trimmers. Here are some of my my most favorite paper trimmers. This one just cuts chipboard, the big precision trimmer, because I've had it for so long. And here are the centers that I put into flowers when I make them. Back there is some more. I keep them on the ready. These are some of the metal pieces and things that I need to use up this year. Some ribbons ready to go in triangles, already pre-burned to turn into butterflies. Whoops. Here is some of the clear sticker paper and the hateful sticker paper I had bought last year that I'm still trying to use up. Down here is just more beads and things for centers. That's an old Windows computer. And then down here is the large 12 by 12 album that's coral, holds all the 3 by 3. I'm sorry, the deco scripts. And then the pink one holds all the deco functionals and teeny weenies. In those smaller bags is like my daughter's old birthday things and school related items that I took out on mini albums I didn't like and I'm wanting to redo it. And then down here is where we start the pattern paper collection. So I have them all separated out. And they just go cubicle after cubicle after cubicle. And then up there, let's see. Let me get back over there. Of course, this is Tater Tot and Dixie's little bed for the studio. And the little black and white polka dot bag is batteries. There are more bags that are sorted back there for more projects. And there are some spare papers and things like that in those 2 white cardboard holders for a current project that I'm wanting to work on. Then we still have, you know, more pattern paper. Over here is like, in this white box down here is more flower centers that wouldn't fit in those boxes I just showed you. These are larger. These are legal size laminating sheets, more laminating sheets, a thicker millimeter, and then like my diploma from high school. I don't know why that's in there, but and then these are where I keep extra ephemera, and actually, I'm sorry, these are where I store my full sheets, 12 by 12 sheets of vinyl. That's what I do, and these are just, you know, spare notebooks. So then if we go back up, I have some legal size copy paper. And there is lighters for like when I'm having to light the lamp, burn flowers, things like that. More papers, different types of things like vellum, acetate for making shaker pockets. Then we get into just solid cardstock. This is actually empty at the moment. And then we get into the chipboard that's craft or black. I love my chipboard. Up here are some bombs for when I want to make things smell a certain way. Here's that oil diffuser I use. And here is that chicken wire I just showed in a haul video. These are 2 boxes of fairy lights and then just like tons of Tyvek in there for projects. These are all my little mini magnets. And then up here are like, okay, in the back is die cutting machine. Metal dies. And then we have the plates and a couple of trimmers and punch boards and different, you know, plates for the Sizzix machine. And then here are some outdated, my favorite, you know, dies for the Sizzix and some more plates. And then we have 2 things of crocodiles. This is a newer Fiskars precision trimmer, and that one is for paper, whereas the other one is for chipboard. Those are some of my favorite, you know, loved cutting mats, and then all of my scoreboards. So that is this wall right here, okay? So my brother and Betty gave me this big shelf from IKEA, and I put it to very, very good use. Okay, so if we come around, this is where I have the memorial for my mom above my door. And then for all the little odds and end things that I just never know where to put, I stuck these stackable things that I gotten off of scrapbook.com. And I just put, like, you can see buttons, happy planner disc, embossing powders, all kinds of goodies. I mean, just this and that, not enough to really make a container for. So, yeah. Then we have this rolling cart right here that's beside, you know, the main door and part of the fireplace. Of course, I have my medicine. I have been taking my medicine, guys. This is ephemera I'm needing to use up that's been sitting out too long. And then in here is, like, where I make cards, you know. So, these are just cards ready to go for anyone that I want to send one to. And then in here is, like, where I was telling you I use all those little containers for, like, all my embossing powders. And pretty much, you can see all the little containers in there. They're all holding powders and this and that. So then here is, like, now, I have had these scissors probably since my daughter was little. So don't be judging. So I've got all my scissors on magnetic hooks. And when I find spare change, I put it, like, in this hillbilly jug. Then if you come around to the front of the fireplace no longer works. We took the flume out of it, and I put 2 of the dressers that Betty gave me on top of the fireplace. And I also have some stuff like the wax paper and some ephemera holders under here. Bonnie was going under, and I didn't want her getting back in there into the fireplace because I didn't know if it had like, I just didn't want it getting dirty, you know, so I had it plugged up and I'm just kind of left it that way. So let's go ahead and go into the drawers. These are really cool because these come out to where if I wanted to roll my chair over here, I have them like another little desk area, and both of them are like that. So that's pretty cool. And this drawer is just tons of little, like I'm doing recipe boxes for some people. So I've got some rolling pins, some packing tape, some, you know, clear bags for like when I make cards. And then I've got some extra, you know, different types of tape. Down here is nothing but double-sided and foam tape, and it is a drawer full, plus masking tape for when I'm painting. This is nothing but different size envelopes and cards. Like I said, guys, I have been crafting and collecting things literally for decades. And then down here is just nothing but all my punches. Bubby, you want to say hi? And that is the infamous Tater Tot. Can you say hi, Bubby? The good boy. Oh, look at you. Gonna be good boy, huh? Hey, little angel. Okay, so let's continue. Okay, so those are the drawers. Then I bought these things. These were totally Tiffany. And so I've got these little tiny planner stamps. They come in these, I've got them in these really cute little, let's see if I can get one out. They're like in these little pockets, you know, that you can get from Tokyo Pen Shop. It holds about 5 or 6 to each one. And I've got tons of those. Then I've got my mile liners. I've got my Tim Holtz Distress markers. I've got all my allograph pens. And then I've got Coletto markers. I didn't buy the really expensive ones because honestly, I don't alcohol marker color things that often. So, you know. Then I have a Heidi Swap punch. This is for when I want to get the sticky off stuff. It's a powder that you use when you're embossing. Another Heidi Swap punch. This was the original, and my whiteout refills. So that's in there. And then I have my tape gun that I really don't use that much. I have my re-inkers here and in the back with the white caps for all of my Stampin' Up! Ink pads and other ink pads. And then these are for my fountain pens. And then these are my Noodler's inks for my fountain pens. That's a little cactus my daughter had got me, a little fake one. And then, of course, my We Are Memory Keepers. I think that was We Are Memory Keepers. Don't give me lime. Typewriter. And I got this for like 20 bucks used. And I've got tons and tons of ribbon. I couldn't say no for $20. I have literally never done it. And I'm hoping to use it this coming year. Then up here is my mom's flowers in the containers that she had them in. My first name, my real government name, starts with a B. There are my Heidi Swap, you know, memory decks holders. Some little fake succulents my daughter got me. This is a Tim Holtz alarm clock that you're supposed to distress and put items in, and I want to do that this year, as well as one of these frames. And then my favorite clock. Okay, so yeah, and that was the other thing that my mom had in her living room. I just can't bear to let it go. So if you come to this side of the dresser, that's where I have all my Ollie clips, my favorite craft mat, and then my Snoopy stuff has overflowed to where I've had to now put it into this little clear container. And I like to have it right by my desk on the ready. When I'm doing haul videos, I need an extra table. And sometimes I like to put a backdrop down instead of, you know, my mom's desk. Because this is actually my filming station, guys. Let me go ahead and show you. This is my setup from my filming station. Okay. So up here on this thing right here is where my phone, it's hanging down. And then I can see what's going on the iPad. In front of me is all my sticker books. A thing of glue. The little rock with the quote from Jeremiah on it. The refill for the pumpkin spice and the new planner I just showed you guys. And then over here is like, you know, where I keep Lucifer. Something I'm referencing, I will always have it sitting up here like on the easel, you know, for me to glance at while I'm planning. These in the drawers is just spare Lucifers, the tapes. And I clear these out until I decide. This is whiteout and whippers. And then these are glue tapes. And then I have a little trash can, and of course my little Snoopy notes. And here is the washi stand I was showing you guys. And then just like, you know, various things that I use. My favorite lotion in the whole world. My favorite glue. Just bits and bobs. A microphone. And me and my daughter. So in case you wanted to see what we look like. That's me and my daughter. And then of course we've got Bubby's pumpkin. But that is just foam boards that I put like contact paper on. This is above my desk. I still have not put photos on it. I need to. And this right here, my grandfather embroidered when he was recovering from being released on the D-Day. He was a prisoner of war. And back then they didn't say, you know, PTSD. Some of them got models. Some of them got to embroider. And my grandpa actually embroidered those kitty cats. And he left those to me when he passed. That's a plaque that says I made 1,000,000 miles. Da, 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 da. So here's the other side of my desk. Okay, so we have my corkboard with a calendar and some of the new things that I had just showed y'all. I've been putting to-do list here every single day on the corkboard, and that's books of the Bible to check off. Up here is the bigger corkboard. And I decided to put things that I needed to use and things that, like, if it pops into my mind, it's a project I'm wanting to do, I want to put it on the corkboard so I can definitely see it. And then I kind of made, like, I don't know, a posting schedule I'm going to try to do. So on the top of this, okay, and there's a trash can. I said I always, you know, have to throw it in the trash. I have a trash can by my desk. So this wall right here is a whole nother set of shelves. So we'll go ahead and go into these, this shelf, I guess. So right here is where I'm keeping all my stickers and my journal for Advent 2023. Here's some of the dimensional stickers I'm using from Stampin' Up. I haven't decided which pens I like the most that I've been using in the journal, but I'm hoping tonight when I do my next entry and recopy my prayers that I will put the pens that I'm using for this month in there. Here are the little leftover containers that I had just purchased the other day. These are faith-related washies in there. And then those are the stickers I had showed y'all from Amazon. And then these are my reference tools. Stickers that I have from By the Love for God. This is a watercolor sketch pad. These are what I'm putting the prayers on later tonight. Just a little, you know, wooden thing to hold them in. And one of the cutting boards I use when I am stamping. So down here is just where I keep my washi tape and wax melts for when I like seal envelopes. There's my Erin Condren stapler. There's the Snoopy box you guys always see. Some extra sticker storage items. Some more. These are 8.5 by 11 cardstock papers. And I have some more of the icky sticker paper on top. These are cardstock, so they're heavy strength. Some more of the icky paper. And then here are the planners that I'm using this year. Up here is just my wax melts, wax seals, and some more washi. And then in there is like my favorite page clips, basically. Okay, so basically if you go down along the bottom, it's going to be more sketch pads, watercolor pads, Xerox papers in different colors, file folders for when I make mini albums out of file folders. Some more cardstock, and then in here is like those magazines that you can get at Joann's that come with the stamps and the dies and the things. They're like $10-12. I put them in these big clear envelope pockets to hold all the items inside of it, and I try to make all the projects that I see in those magazines. Down there is a couple of the novels that my daughter has got me over the years, and there is like 180 color pencils, and then some more cardstock. So this is where you get into like my Neo color crayons, my favorite adhesives, some water brushes, some more brush markers, more color pencils, Inktense pencils, so you can color with these and they will turn to watercolor like when you get them wet. And here I have, I don't even remember what these are called. These are like those baby snap things. And then here is the tool that uses them. I make little pockets and I snap them shut. And then so like just little notebooks, and then my passport. I wonder why my passport's there. So anyway, here's some felt and some white sea beads. My gum, My cousin got me that book, the mug, and then in here is extra tea lights. And then this is my wall of glory. I love it. It's all my ink stains, my puff paints, my alcohol inks, apple barrel inks, watercolor, Daniel Smith watercolors, texture paste, different types of glue, Gamsol, Nuvo drops, anything you can think of. And gesso, Mod Podge, thick, dimensional embossing powders. These are the things, my patinas, everything. I love these guys. So basically, let's see. In here is just flower making dies and molds to use with the Sizzix, and then, tons and tons of stamps. But in here, I have a few of my leftover stamps. My daughter got me this when I was driving. It's a guardian angel to put on my visor. This is 31 Days of Prayer. And then these are Daniel Smith watercolor samples from By the Will of God. In here is just, more stamps. This is a gel plate. This is a stamping apparatus. And here is just a hodgepodge of stuff I've been using over the last 2 months. And this one, it's just, trims and fabric glue. Oh, goodness. Down here is just, like DMC threads, and when I use seam binding, I like to wrap them on them bobbins. If I want to use cording and make, like, monkey knots, I use the pegs. Yeah. So, and then here's just, like, the dog's veterinarian records and some extra flashcards, and I don't want to show what's in there yet. It's a junk journal my friend had made that I purchased from her, and I really want to show that on camera. And here is some more flower making supplies that are pre-cut, and then in here are like my metal pieces. So yeah, you guys, I'm telling you, when I say I've got crafting supplies, I've got them coming out the wazoo. Down here is like a bunch of stuff that needs to go in my daughter's Disney album I've been trying to make. Here is my beading board and beads to make more of like these bracelets I like to wear. Let's see. And here is just Graphic 45 items to make like recipe cards. Oh, what's in this last one? And then the last one is all the tapes for oh my gosh, I thought I had lost it. Yay! I thought I had lost my Snoopy my Snoopy cookie box. I was really worried I had lost it. Anyway, here's my label maker machine and all my tapes for that. Okay, so I showed you all that. So when it gets to over here, you guys, it gets kind of complicated because sometimes there's just stuff you can't nicely sort. I'm sorry about that, guys. I had to pause for a minute. It's Daddy's birthday today, and Granny wanted me in the living room when she called, so yeah. Okay, so here are the next two shelves, and then, you guys, it just goes. So we'll go ahead and go through this one. All right, so up here I have just this little pretty box that lights up. My mom's red door perfume. Like I said, there's some things I just have to have in my room with me. A platypus that my daughter-in-law got me. Daily Grace Co. mug. My dad had bought a wine box for me. I've had a bottle of wine since I graduated high school. It's a collector's item. It's Anne Rice wine for the Interview with the Vampire, and it's inside of that box. And then I'm wanting to do a scrapbook mini album with that little treasure chest for when me and Dave went on a cruise with his daughter. Up here is a little elephant oil diffuser that my daughter got me. I'm not even sure what's in that container right there. It's probably metal findings. This little mug holds my sponge brushes, the smaller ones. And there is really just bits and bobs. Money box when I used to do craft fairs. And up there is a cloth and paper organizer. This right here is some of the leftover artificial flowers that my mom had in her living room. And this was actually her vase. Inside the vase, I dried a lot of the flowers that everyone was handing me at her funeral and turned it into potpourri. And up there is an owl that was in one of the plants that was given to me at her funeral. So, I don't know, just some things are super sentimental, and I just like to have them in my room. Okay, so right here are two glue gun stands with some glue in the back. Here are my ink daubers, a couple of paint palettes, a long stapler, my rulers, just bits and bobs back there, used ink pads and things. Down here are some gouache paints, keychain findings, you know, mini attacher, another set of palettes, and then all kinds of leads to go into my mechanical pencils. You know, guys, just, you know, things to attach, like little teeny tiny rhinestones to the center of flowers or to your mini albums, anything like that. Some of my favorite tools, my punchers, all kinds of stuff in there, you know. Then back here are all my gelatos. What's in the back? There's more back here. Oh, those are more ink to go into fountain pens. Then I have some more oils that my daughter had gotten me. And then some dewdrop inks are in there with the gelatos. Down here are the Tim Holtz re-inkers. I don't like to use, I like the Distress ink. I don't really like the alcohol ink. That's just not my jam. Here's my favorite tool to get glue off of things. There is some E6000 back there. I separate these scissors because these are tonic scissors. They're great for everything. More tools, bits and bobs, some more paint. You can see I've been doing Christmas crafts with the red and green out. Down here on this shelf is more dewdrop inks. Then we have some glitter. These are fine tips to put onto my glue bottles. That's for when I'm distressed. That's actually alcohol in there instead of water. Back here are some of the crocodiles on a holder. And speaking of which, what is in this box? Oh, the thing I was just showing you is for like when you're wanting to attach these little rhinestones. So I've got rhinestones in here that haven't been opened, and when they are, they go into those little tiny containers. Down here are sea beads, some are Toho, and things like that. And then here are more items for my faith. And then here are those big spiral Bibles that I have, and more items for faith crafting and reading in my Bible. So if I can get my big old butt up, hang on. All right, so over here in the corner, this shelf right here, I have one of my Bibles that I was drawing in for a while, and then an illustrated faith mini binder that I haven't used yet. This up here is literally just glue guns and glue sticks. These are beans that my daughter gets working at Starbucks to get X amount of beans that they can grind up a month. I had her bring me, you can see they're from 2018. I spray paint these and add these to projects. And then here is a weaving tool that my dad had made for me when I was making bracelets. And here is just basically contact paper. I can't even open it, y'all. Contact paper, my wood burner, some of the Ultra Bond things for like when you're using fabric. And here is, looks like just papers that I was using that just literally can't fit in the bins, guys. Then down here is just basically pen pouches and things like that that I'm not using. And here is sewing items. It says flowers, but it's literally the Zutter binder rings and things like that. Down here is tools for when I'm making hair bows. And then down here in the bottom is just literally cross stitching things. I can't really do it anymore because my eyes are so bad, but my daughter and my dad did get me some really cool goggles with a light so I can see magnified, so it's kind of funny. And then down here is a bunch of 6x6 pads and some envelopes from when I make slimline cards. And then, of course, is my mom's antique bubblegum machine. And yes, it does work, and it's got real bubblegum in it. Love it. Okay, so here we go over here. Here, of course, is, if I say her name, she'll go off. Y'all know who she is. The light I like to leave on at night. I like to throw whatever I need at the moment, like when I'm packaging orders in my room. I'll put people's names in here to know that I have to do like their little notes. This is my label maker machine. This is a Pioneer Woman planner. I just got artificial flowers in it. This is the printer I use. Here is the printer I use for printing out orders, and I always print on pink paper. This is also another label machine to use. And inside of there is a bunch of the rolls of sticker tape that it uses. They're thermal printers. This one's by Brother, but this one over here is a Dymo. So underneath in these bins, good Lord, I don't even know what they are. So in here is just planner covers, Hobonichi folders, things like that. I believe, okay, and in here is just some more, and actually the power cords are hidden. I kind of like that idea. Down here is some more, you know, planner covers. And here is just like, you know, Archer and Olive notebooks, things like that. Ooh, in this one we have more little notebooks. Wonderland 222, Midori. This one is empty, so that's cool. Didn't know I had an empty one. In here is all my embossing stuff. So, embossing pens, the plates to catch the embossing powders. You can emboss on these foil and do it that way. And this bin is just more trims. In the very bottom here, I have another empty one. Awesome, awesome. So then in here is nothing but power cords and extra mice and things like that. In here are all my flowers that I purchased. I like to purchase them from really reasonable ribbon. I love how much, she's got a ton of flower, what do you call it, selections, and I love it. So in here is just cording, a bead loom. It looks like some little dumpling pins from Michael's. Just odds and ends. And then in this one is flowers that I make. Here's where the fabric is pre-cut for like those flowers I showed you. So that would have like a coral, a blue. And then this one was purchased. I know that one was purchased. I'm not even going to say I made these two. But I try to knock off Prima's flowers. And I don't do a bad job. And then here are where they're already ready to go. And I just got to start layering them up. This one should be in the other drawer. This is from Really Reasonable Ribbon, and so is this. But yeah, I like to make flowers, and I like to keep all my pieces in here, so that when I go to decorate journals, I just got to open the drawer and find something that, you know, color coordinates. So then down here is all the cording and twine. This one should be more power cords. It is. And what's in here? Okay, that was the flowers. So then under here is Bubby's bed. Bubby hangs out in the studio, and there is his Peter Rabbit, and these are his whoobies. So when I'm talking about whoobies, I'm talking about his blankets. Ooh, so up here is the MacBook that runs the cutting machines. Just spare pens and a stapler. Always have a candle, guys, always. And then, of course, underneath the table, unfortunately, Bubby has to share that space with the trash can for when I'm pulling off sticker sheets. I finally got an area to where I can now start pre-cutting and having sticker sheets ready to go. So this is the sticker paper that I use that's open at the moment. And over there are all the filled orders. And underneath the sticker paper, there should be orders, but I have filled them all. I'm super happy. So up here are just for sticker storage. Back there is my router, my incense holder and burner. That is where all my ink refills are for the pens I use in my videos, and then just some extra mailers. Down here is a laser printer, and this is a Canon Selfie and a Cricut Joy with the Canon Selfie paper, and thanks for the Joy. There's actually a Christmas present in that Walmart bag hidden from somebody. Here is where I have to, unfortunately, hook up my power cord, you know, for all my cutting machines. Here's the step ladder because I'm a shorty and can't reach what I'm about to show y'all. And then down there is like all the stuff that I use when foiling. And no, I will not foil stickers for sale. It's a pain in the butt and I cannot do it. Just not for selling. And there is where I keep the little envelopes and things ready to go. Notepads for what I need to remember to finish cutting the next day if I didn't finish an order. This is just Xerox paper for orders and things like that. And here is my cutting machines. And that is one of my bachelor's degrees. So then in here is my scrapers. And then all my ink because I am on the program. And then that ink in the bottles is for when I print orders. And here are where I hang all of my light grit cutting mats. I have them all ready to go. Yes, this is a changing table. And I have the thicker and strong and fabric mats underneath on this old rug. Just don't have any more hooks to hang it up, guys. As you can see, this room is plumb full. Now, in these drawers, I just didn't feel like separating things. This is a drawer full of ephemera. So when I feel like it, I just go in there, grab a few things, and I'm like, okay, it's time to make something. Here is just like, you know, more ephemera. And then in here is literally just, you know, more ephemera. That's just, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I've been collecting stuff for years. And then down here should just be patterned paper. Like I said, I have been making mini albums and things for years and years. So the magic all happens here in the center of the room. This is my actual desk and my computer. I always have a salt candle because ever since I've moved to North Carolina and up in the mountains, I literally cannot breathe. So I'm always got a salt candle going on. Here is a clipboard I use when I've got the orders and I'm checking off things. My Icky Lucy's, a couple of notebooks, a couple of spare folders. Bubby going in his spot. Did you got Peter Rabbit? Yes, and does. Okay, so then down here, ooh, I can tell Dixie's been down here. She is the nosiest dog. This is just all kinds of things that I come down here and grab. Like if I want something to hold stickers, if I want to write a couple recipes, a couple of my sticker storage binders for, you know, like 3x3 excuse me, stickers. I actually found a passion planner. I found these 2 bullet journals and I showed them in a haul and was like, wow. So yeah, that's what's down here. And then just an accordion file for things I need to keep for like Shopify records like that. My pink rug, my Pioneer Woman trash can. And then here is my Mac Mini. I charge my watch, my little ear pods, and then of course my giant monitor because I told you guys I'm blind. So right here is all, you know, like all the little bits and bobs I'll use. And here is my favorite snack in the whole world. And I have to have it filled every single day, which is my Honey Nut Cheerios. My absolute favorite pens, my brand new stapler, and of course, one of the most important tools in the office, a back scratcher. So this flash drive is a terabyte. It holds all my graphics, plus they're in Dropbox. And then I have a 4 terabyte backup underneath my Mac Mini. And I'm able to hold everything. So if Dropbox for some reason loses everything, I've got everything I need. Here are my new wet erase markers. My daughter had got me this penguin paper, what's it called? Paperweight years ago. And I love it. It never leaves me. That's where my coffee sits. There's where my water sits. More pens, more dot markers. And then all kinds of little bits and bobs like, you know, stamps, an extra, we call it scraper to clean my glasses, some extra stickers, my calculator, some of the things that I use when packaging. And I like that my mouse pads here say stay positive, work hard, make it happen. I try to keep myself motivated. I'm always going through tissue boxes. And then down here is where I have on the side of my desk, you know, y'all stickers and my business cards and more of these envelopes and little, you know, letters that I write to y'all. I try to include one in everyone's order. Sometimes it does happen where I don't stick one in, but I try to make it up to people when I realize I've done it. The only other thing I can show you guys is on this side of my desk, I have a light box. And I just found all the little things. I haven't decided what I want to put on it. Over here in this big jar is like some of the artificial greenery, like leaves and things. Excuse me, that I need to like attach to things. Thank goodness the dogs do not walk across the cord. I mean, I'm being very real, guys. This is just the back of my desk. And then, of course, a CD player that I used to use, but, you know, with streaming services, it's kind of like, why? I need to take it off. But, yeah, this was a look at my room, my studio, my little happy spot. And so, I'm not sure what people thought it was going to look like. But, yeah, it's my happy spot, and it's just, I don't know. I love it. And by the way, his name is Dimitri. My daughter named him a long time ago. He is a newer version because I keep killing him. But I think Alexandra was onto something. Well water. That's the difference here in North Carolina. And so since I started using bottled water, I haven't killed a plant. So let's keep our fingers crossed. So guys, I hope you liked the tour. I'm not sure if that was the way you're supposed to do it. But, you know, this is my little happy spot. So until I see you guys for another video, y'all have a nice night. Bye.